is up? It is your friendly neighborhood CJ. And this is part 2 of the best friend goes to jail video. And today, it's going to be something different. We have my best friend who was in jail with me today. So, before we get started, we're going to do something different from the first half of the story, of the video rather. We're going to rewind it back, but from her point of view, and continue on where I left off. So let's run the intro. Let's go back the night of, was it
October 22nd?
October 22nd, day of, from your point of view.
So, I was just laying in bed about 6:30 in the morning. I had this gut feeling something was telling me get up, get dressed, but I was so tired I just laid there. And next thing I know, I hear a knock on the door, and we're like, who's knocking at 6:30 in the morning? My grandma answers the door and it's Long Beach Police talking about we have a warrant for Anessa Vesely. And I'm like, I wake up in shock, like, whoa, what? Discombobulated, I'm barely awake, I'm tripping out. And they, of course, don't talk about what the warrant really is for. They just say, oh, there's a warrant out for your arrest from the state of Ohio. And I'm like, I've never been to Ohio, but they didn't care. Don't matter to the police. They never listen to people. So I'm trying to get dressed. I'm in my pajamas. They don't even let me grab my clothes. And I'm just like, so me trying to tell my grandma, hey, I want that and that. I'm trying to pick out a warm outfit. It's cold out, I know. This is, early in the morning. With her panicking, she doesn't really give me a good outfit. Just a cut-off button-up shirt and then some high-waisted jeans, freaking flip-flops and socks. And the crazy part was that made me mad. One of the officers sitting there talking to my niece. I wanted to turn around like, hey, don't talk to her. Leave her alone. It's bad enough y'all are trying to handcuff me in front of her. Even my grandmother was begging and pleading, can you please handcuff her out in the hallway? And of course these assholes are like, no, we're gonna do it right here. And I'm like, and the part that gets me, they didn't even read me my rights. They just handcuffed me, walked me down to their van, and as we got in the van, we went to this other location. They were looking for somebody else. They didn't find them. And we head over to the station where it really doesn't get no better. After I use the bathroom, go down to booking. Booking officer, he's also an asshole. And he's threatening me and is like, oh, I bet the state of Ohio will come and get you in 3 days. And I'm just like, I've never been to Ohio. I don't know nobody out there. I got no friends out there, nothing. But he wasn't trying to hear it. Just took my freaking mug shots, got my prints, put me in the holding cell. I'm freaking out, trying to call my family, let them know what's going on. Luckily, when I got to the back, there was, a couple of nice ladies there who helped me out, and I was there, I don't know, maybe for a couple hours. Next thing I know, I'm being whisked off to Linwood Station, which nobody told me I'd be going to Linwood Station.
Oh shit.
And I'm just like, why am I being transported to Linwood Station? My parents still don't know. They thinking I'll still be at Long Beach. Of course, I can't call them, let them know what's going on. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I get to Linwood Station and woo, it's of course different because it is a bigger facility in downtown LA. It was extremely it was weird. You're put in a very vulnerable state, from which I've heard from the girls that are still in or possibly still in. there are things that they did that they weren't supposed to do. So from what I've heard, LA County, there is a lawsuit going on where they're not supposed to be doing the whole squat and cough search. And when I got behind to have to take off all my clothes and all that, I damn near had to do the squat and cough. I'm standing there in front of like 5 female officers completely in my birthday suit. And I'm just like, this is, bizarre. I'm like, I don't have no drugs, no nothing, And what I didn't understand was, if you're gonna put me through a giant scanner that can see my insides, why did I have to get naked? Like, what was the purpose? And I got dressed. I put on paper cotton underwear.
So I heard in prison, not to cut you off though, but I heard like when you come in like prison or jail or holding, for example, like you only get maybe like 1 pair of underwear plus the pair that you came in with. That's about it.
So I guess it depends on the facility, but for where I was at, so I was supposed to get new underwear every day. And the crazy part was, after I saw the nurse, whatever, they put me on a so-called detox for 4.5 days, all because I had 6 ounces of wine in my system. And for those who drink wine, no, it takes nothing but a few hours and a couple of bottles of water to get out of your system. It came, wake me up every 4 hours, and not once did I, within those 4.5 days, not once did I get to shower. I didn't get to change my underwear. I still have on those cotton, very thin material underwear. And I'm just like, this is completely out of my elements. And the blanket wasn't even like a blanket. It was what they would consider to be a suicide blanket, which is something, it doesn't keep you warm. It's just like
pretty much like restrains the inmate from like committing suicide. Yeah, so it doesn't really I want to say
warm up your body.
Yeah, or you can like pretty much twist it to where you can like as a noose or whatever per se.
It's more so like you literally, it got stiff enough to where you make yourself into like a tent and you're still freezing with this one layer of clothes you've got on, and it's like, oh my god, And not once did I ever get the chance to call my mom or my dad to let them know where I was at. Like I said, I didn't even get to shower. And I'm just sitting here in my own filth for 4.5 days. And on that 5th day, I have to go to court. And of course, I didn't know. They wake you up at 3:30 in the morning to get you ready for court.
That early?
And it's stupid because, so you're up that early, and all the other inmates who's got to go to court, and then you go back downstairs where all the holding cells are. You sit down there for 2 hours because freaking LA system is so slow. And when the bus finally does come to take you to the LA courthouse, then you're sitting there for another few hours because court doesn't even start till 9:30. And it's like, so I've been up for 6 hours for no reason.
So pretty much they get you early in the morning to get you ready for court. And I know it's like multiple inmates also going to court though, so pretty much you're just up that early in the morning for like no reason apparently, like you said.
And we would sit there for hours. There's a chance you'll get seen by, your lawyer, your attorney, and the judge, and there's a chance you may not. There's been times where people have sat there literally all day. I mean, the upside is they give you 2 PB&J sandwiches, but what are 2 PB&J sandwiches going to do when you're sitting in a courthouse for 10 hours, 8-10 hours. Absolutely nothing. You're sitting there starving, and it's like, you know, you don't know what to do. And it was hard for me considering it was my first time. And I still hadn't even showered. And I didn't even get to see the attorney or the judge that day, which kind of upset me even more because I'm like, well, why on earth am I sitting here? But I did get to call my mom, but I really didn't get to talk to her because it was like so quick. So we get back to the Linwood facility, and by the time we got back, it was about 9, almost lockdown time. And I go to ask the officer, hey, can I please shower? I haven't gotten any clean clothes in 5 days. You know, I'm starting to smell bad. You know, I'm trying to tell him, like, I haven't done anything. And he literally automatically assumed that I had all day to shower. I was like, I haven't even been here all day. I was at court. He's like, oh, yeah, right. And just dismissed me to my cell. And of course, that broke me down because I'm like, why the hell would I lie about not being able to shower?
Exactly.
Like, so I go back to my cell, and, you know, I'm completely wrecked. And about 10 minutes later, another CO comes to let me out. Tell me I can go shower. He gives me some new clothes. And then the other CO that dismissed me, of course, he felt like a shitbag. He was apologizing, saying, oh, I didn't know that you were at court. I just found out. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I literally just told your dumbass I was at court. You didn't believe me, but when one of the other COs tell you, oh, now you believe them. Like, I mean, I went to go shower, but
I kind of get it because, like, you figure inmates lie all the time, but then again, he could just simply ask another CO who was there watching the other inmates in court to get, like, a reinsurance, like a voucher.
Exactly. And, like, that really pissed me off. Like, and that's what bothered me, is like, why on earth would people lie about something so small? About hygiene.
Exactly.
Like, I get it. Not everybody has good hygiene. Everybody takes care of their bodies like I do. Me, I gotta be clean. That's just me. I'm a slight germaphobe. Like, I gotta be clean. Hands from head to toe. That's just me. Now, I don't care about the mother heifers that was up in there. They don't want to be clean, that's on them. But me, knowing I'm gonna be around other people, I don't want other people to think I don't have a good hygiene. That's embarrassing. So, after I showered, you know, went back to my cell, a mess, so upset, kind of crying, because I'm just like, I'm still at a loss as to what in the hell is going on. Like, it's 5 days and nobody has information on.
Did they even show like any evidence, like they brought you in or anything like that?
Nothing. Nope. They had no clue as to why I was there.
But they did say like you're arrested for like.
All they said was that I had a warrant out for my arrest from the state of Ohio, and because it's California, I guess they didn't want to spend too much time and effort into looking into what was going on. They just saw, hey, she's got a warrant, let's go pick her up. No questions, nothing. And that's something that they really should fix. That way, if it were to happen again to other people, they're not as lost as I was. Because it shouldn't have taken that long to find out why in the hell I was sitting there. It's a broken system our country has that needs some serious fixing, in my opinion. But I will say the good thing that they were doing was at least they were quarantining people and testing people, like actually giving people a test, not just a little scan to the forehead, see if you've got a fever. Anybody can have a fever. No, they make you take the test because they tell you if you don't take the test, you won't be able to be processed out. I thought to myself, well, shit, I want to get out of here as fast as I can because I'm not trying to sit here, you know? And you sit with like the quarantine population for like, almost 2 weeks, you know, like you're supposed to. On that 6th day, I mean, it was a little better. Had court again, but at least this time I saw the attorney and I spoke to him. He had no freaking answers for me either, and I'm just like,
nothing at all. Like, what did he say during court though?
So it was me and one other girl. You know, I go up to him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I don't really have any information about your case." And it was pretty much like really dry, and I'm like, like, how are you my appointed attorney and you don't have any info for my case?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't. So, you know, I'm sitting there scratching my head and I'm just like, okay. So, you know, I walk up to the window since everything's kind of, you know, cut off right now. Walk up to the window and the judge asks, you know, my name, if I'm who I am and all that. And pretty much all he said was, okay, well, we'll give the state of Ohio 10 days to come and extradite you. And of course I'm sitting here thinking to myself like, what? You know, just giving them 10 days to come and get me. What? A state I've never been in, you know, I'm just like taken aback. But that was literally it. And the crazy part that sucked was, once again, we got there at 9 o'clock in the morning. We did not leave until 9 at night.
Oh shit.
So by the time we got back to the facility, it was like 9:30. And this is the other part that bothered me. So when you first speak to the nurse, of course, like anywhere else, they ask if you have any dietary restrictions, you're allergic to anything, all that nonsense. I told them I was lactose intolerant. It's in their records. But yet, they kept trying to give me bean and cheese burritos. And I'm like, yo, I cannot eat bean and cheese burritos. And every time I tried to tell the CO or ask like, hey, is there anything else that I can eat? I cannot eat bean and cheese burritos.
And like, what was their response to that?
No, we don't have anything else. But they would just give me juice. So I'm just like, they were like that whole week. I know for sure I lost about 5 pounds from not eating alone. Because they were giving me food I couldn't eat. Not that I didn't want, because if it was a regular burrito, best believe I would have scarfed it down. I was in a courthouse for freaking all day, and all I had was 2 jelly sandwiches to go off of. And I'm just like, how do you not abide by people's dietary restrictions? That's just like trying to give somebody nuts who's allergic to nuts.
Exactly.
Like, that's another thing they need to fix. Why on earth would you ask if I have any dietary restrictions?
But then proceed to give you something with dairy in it.
Exactly. Which made no fucking sense. Like, at all. And it was extremely frustrating. Like, I wanted to throw a burrito at the freaking CEO's face.
I mean, I understand the food in the facility is not supposed to be nutritious, quote unquote, or good, but it's supposed to fill you up at the same time. It's like you have people who can't eat any and everything. So they have to really work on that.
They really should, because it's like, it's fucking pointless.
Now, what about, were you in commissary at this facility during this time?
I was, but I didn't start getting commissary until I got to general population, which was,
I think this was like
a few days later, like maybe my 10th day.
Yeah, this was like November. And
yeah, this is like around the first week of November.
Yeah, so this was like November, and I believe it wasn't until maybe the end of that. Yeah, I think it was that Sunday was when I finally got a chance to talk to you over the phone.
Yes. Oh my God. Like, I was ecstatic when I could like call everybody, because I'm just like, it sucks not being able to talk to your loved ones for a period of time when you're used to talking to them every day, or you're used to seeing them every day. And it was like a relief. Like, I had I finally had tears of happiness in my eyes, opposed to the tears of sadness, you know, that I had for like the last couple weeks or so. And, you know, I called CJ, I called my mom, I called CJ, and of course, I had to call the number one person too, which is, you know, Dippy.
DeAndre.
And I was just ecstatic, you know, even if each phone call wasn't as long as I wanted it to be, just to hear their voices for a few minutes or whatever was good enough. And it was like, okay, I can relax a little, you know, got a little peace of mind, you know. And, you know, with being in LA, it was easy for my family to go put money on my books, you know, instead of, that way they didn't have to do it online, which it takes a week to process, which is, that's stupid.
We'll get to that later on.
Yeah. So, you know, I told my mom, like, hey, you know, this is my info. Please, you know, come put money on my books, whatever, so I can order. But I had literally, I guess I just missed the, like, the cutoff time of getting the commissary. Like, the order was put in, but I was.
So it's a time limit, pretty much.
Yeah, which I wish somebody would have told me, because then I wouldn't have ordered and I would have waited. Excuse me, you know, to the following week to get stuff, you know. So, you know, that was like my first day in general population, and thank goodness the roommate I had was a very sane person.
Yeah, I mentioned her briefly in part one, but going more in depth about this one.
Very goofy. I called her Pinky, and I called her Pinky because.
Why?
So, the moment I walked into the cell, all I saw was pink, reddish hair, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call her Pinky.
Oh Lord.
And she didn't mind, you know, me giving her the nickname. She was real cool, real chill girl. She was a little spitfire, she was a little spicy. She was extremely helpful. You know, my time being in there. She, for like, you know, that day, she explained a few things to me, you know, how things go and all that, and what to watch out for, what to look out for, and, you know, and she kind of stayed to herself, which was, you know, fine. She liked to sleep, you know. which I really don't mind at all.
Hey guys, CJ here. I'm gonna end the video here because originally when me and Nissa filmed the video, we're kind of pretty much long. So it's gonna be part 2A, part 2B will be released later on during the week, and also me give a quick channel update. So it's gonna be more videos, of course, more music, video, visuals, story times, and vlogs too, and I'm gonna be working on a new series on the channel. Not gonna say what it is, but it's on the way. Just watch. You know, trust your boy one time. You know. So, anyways, yeah, part 2A is gonna end it right here. Part 2B will be released later on during the week, and subscribe for your boy. Smack that like button, share, and also subscribe to Nissa's YouTube channel. It's gonna be on the description box. So yeah, see you in the next video. I'm out. I'm gonna read a book. Dear YouTube, do not flag this video. It's art. Damn, she got a fatty.